All right, let's talk about positioning versus prospecting. Most people who try to build a business or get new clients, they don't engage in positioning, they engage in prospecting. And that's why most businesses fail, at least one main reason. Prospecting is not effective. Prospecting is me going to a metro station in Washington, D.C., like I used to do, with 1,000 business cards. People are coming up the stairs, and I'm just handing them the cards. Now, 90% of those people throw the cards away in the first trash can they see, and the other 10% throw the cards away in the next trash can they see. So you're going to get a 0% success rate. I don't care if you hand out 10,000 cards. Now, I sell nutrition supplements. My testosterone booster is my number one product. It's my flagship product. Now, imagine if I decided to go to Town Square here in Vegas today with some brochures, let's say 500, and I just hand them out to every guy I see. I go, hey man, you look like you have low testosterone. I think this product could help you. All right. Now, it may be true because most guys do have low testosterone. If I hand out 500 flyers, I'm probably going to have a 90% success rate in terms of handing it to guys who have low testosterone. That's how prolific it is. But how many of those people care about hearing that at that moment and then are going to take action on it? It's like some motherfucker just handed me a flyer saying I have low testosterone at Town Square right in front of my lady. Yeah, that's going to work really well. So those flyers are going right in the trash can. That's prospecting. Prospecting never works. If you keep prospecting, you're going to lose, and you're going to lose bigly, and you're going to work hard and lose because hard work is not enough. Otherwise, prospecting would work. Here's one more example of prospecting, then I'm going to get into positioning. I like to play blackjack every once in a while. So I was at the Wynn in Las Vegas, obviously a while back, way before this pandemic, and I was just having a drink at the bar, taking a break, and there was this guy next to me, and he was facing the people walking past the bar. Every time he saw a woman he found attractive, he would throw out some stupid one-liner. Hey, how you doing today, gorgeous? You know, that kind of stupid stuff. Every woman watching has experienced this kind of moronic behavior. And then I just looked at him. I didn't have to say anything. I just looked at him with this face of, you really think this strategy is going to work? And then he looked back and he goes, hey man, it's a numbers game. I go, no, it's not a numbers game. It's a confidence game. The more confidence you have, the less numbers you're going to have to go through. The less confidence you have, the more desperate you are, the more numbers you're going to have to go to. No one finds desperation attractive. No one. There's not a woman alive who thinks that desperation is attractive quality in a man. Like, oh God, that guy was so desperate to get my number. It was so attractive. I was so aroused by that. I just had to give him my phone number. You're never going to hear that ever, ever. All right, that's prospecting. Most of you probably use that in your businesses. Now let's talk about positioning. Anyone who is really successful, they do positioning. When I first got into the fitness business, I looked up to people such as Charles Poliquin, Pavel Tsatsouline, all of these guys that were writing articles, teaching workshops, and producing information products. Now, Charles Poliquin, when I first heard about him, he had a column in Muscle Media magazine, which is now, it's been defunct for a long time. But anyway, it was a great column. That's an example of positioning because I'm reading this magazine, I come across some great content. Now I'm going to go, this is pre-internet, so there was no website to check out, but I'm going to buy his book and I'm going to look further into his material. And that's exactly what I did. And that's one of the reasons why he went on to become so successful. It started with that column. Pavel Tsatsouline took over that column maybe around 2001. And he was doing pretty well before the column, but once he started doing that column, his business blew up. It blew up big time. He started selling books and videos and getting more people to his courses. It was night and day. That's positioning. Great content. People are finding out about you. Let people find out about you by putting out great content. Now, some of you are thinking, well, those guys were writing for major magazines. Of course that worked. I'm nobody. Well, how am I going to duplicate that? You duplicate it at the level you're at. I didn't have a column in I've never had a column in a magazine, but I knew I could write articles. So I wrote articles and got them published by anyone who would take it. Bodybuilding.com, they didn't pay me, but they have so many visitors. I still get people visiting my website off articles I wrote 10 years ago. I started writing articles for T Nation, a great website full of excellent content. They're very well positioned because their business is selling supplements, but they draw people to the website with really good content, which builds trust, And it creates stickiness where people are going to stay on the website and check out other offerings. It's very effective. They've been in business a long time. They're doing really well. So I wrote for that website maybe 10 or 12 articles. And that was another form of positioning. It got a lot of exposure to me so that when I finally had a website, I was able to develop a newsletter list fairly quickly. Now, if there's no one that's going to take your articles, now we have social media. You can write an article, you can put it on Facebook, you can put a link on Twitter to a blog page, you can put it on Instagram. You should have a goal of, I want to write 100 articles in a year. This is someone who's brand new. If you write 100 good quality articles, and they don't have to be more than 500 words on very precise topics, something's going to happen. That's massive action, and it's creating content. Even if these articles only end up on your website, people are going to get to your website because if you're putting together compelling topics, they're going to find their way there. People are going to share it. It's going to go viral. So always focus. That's an example of focusing on positioning. When you focus on positioning, you attract what you want. And I'm not talking about this law of attraction bullshit where you just think about what you want and it comes into your life, this intender bullshit. That's not what I'm talking about. You have to take tangible actions. You can't just think about what you want and then it's going to come knocking on your door. Like I'm thinking about, forget it. I was going to make a stupid joke, but I don't want to digress right now. So anyway, back to this law of attraction thing. When you're authentic, that's the other thing with positioning. You can't be something you're not. I've already talked about that a bit. You can't focus on what you think is the most bankable thing to do. It's like, oh, kettlebells are trendy now. Let me jump on that. Oh, club bells are trendy now? Great. Oh, TRX is the thing? Great. Oh, everyone's doing podcasts? Let me get a podcast going. That mentality is not going to work. That's just a following the herd mentality. You're just going in any direction that other people have paved a path. You got to pave your own path if you want to be successful. You don't wait for other people to show you the way. That's also part of positioning. So put together really good content, whether it's a YouTube channel, whether it's clips on Instagram, whether it's writing articles, whatever is comfortable for you. Maybe it's a combination of everything. And that's how you're going to draw people to you, assuming that you're writing about things that you actually care about. When I started my kettlebell career, I loved using kettlebells for size and strength, building muscle and getting stronger. Most people were focused on the endurance aspects of kettlebells, high rep swings, snatches. So I pivoted, and it wasn't a clever idea in my mind, it was just how I liked to use kettlebells. So I became known as, hey, if you want to get bigger and stronger with kettlebells, go check out Mike's stuff. So when I came out with the DVD many years ago, the Kettlebell Solution for Size and Strength, it did really well. And it's not because it was some clever pitch on my part, it's because it was actually how I was training. It was genuine, it was authentic. When I got into hormone optimization, it was to help myself. I was dealing with endocrinology problems. And then when I started sharing that information, I attracted people that have similar issues. So this is what happens. When you're yourself, you attract people like you that are going to resonate with your message. And some people are like, well, I'm an asshole, so I can't be an asshole because I'm not going to get people. Well, a lot of people are assholes. You haven't figured that out yet? A lot of people are dickheads. So if you're a dickhead, just be a dickhead. And you're going to attract other dickheads, and then all you dickheads can get together and have a great time. You can have a party, all right? So focus on positioning, not prospecting.